As driven as she was to maintain her success as a photographer, it was the influence of Susan Sontag that pushed Annie to care about her work in a different way. Sontag and Leibovitz met in 1988 when Susan had a sitting for promotional photos for her upcoming book. Sontag was one of the most acclaimed literary figures of that time, and whose essays on photography happened to be of her most famous. The unlikely pair began a relationship, Annie the artist, Susan the intellectual.
You know, and I kind of thought about this relationship with Susan, and I thought, oh God, this is going to mean I'm going to have to be good. This is going to be about my work. This is what it's going to be. To know Susan.
Because she wouldn't have it any other way?
That's right. She was tough. She really wanted.
She set a bar.
She definitely set a bar. She didn't have to do much to set a bar. I mean, she was the bar. She was an extraordinary woman, and if we miss her right now, it's because we miss someone who could talk about this time.
She could define the time in an essay.
I don't hear anyone like that.
Sontag was also responsible for renewing Annie's exploration of dance and doing projects that fed her artistic appetite. Annie's mother was a dancer who took lessons from the famed modern dancer and choreographer Martha Graham, the first dancer to perform at the White House. Photographer Barbara Morgan captured the work of Martha Graham, studying the dancer's choreography and selecting moments to feature. Annie pored over these images, and they informed her approach to photographing movement. In 1991, Annie went to Florida to photograph famed dancers Mark Morris and Mikhail Baryshnikov for the White Oak Project. Morris had a bit of a reputation as one of the bad boys of dance, known for his musicality and often called the heir to George Balanchine. Baryshnikov is widely regarded as one of the best ballet dancers in history, and together the pair created original works for the White Oak Dance Project that toured for over a decade. During the dance rehearsals, Annie sat back and captured the dancers as they developed the choreography, the photos ranging from explosions of intense dynamism to the moments in between, exhausted bodies collapsed on one another.
I think it's probably one of the more important photographs I took of them because in Baryshnikov you see the ballet, and Mark, you see the modern dance. And
the hands are so remarkable. That they're very subtly different, but really say a lot about the two men.
Yes. The series evoked her early work for Rolling Stone magazine, or even the tour images with the Rolling Stones. During her time at the White Oak Project, Leibovitz came to the conclusion that dance could never really be photographed, and how wonderful it actually was that dance was an art form that lived in the air. Even if the best she could ever achieve was a portrait of dance, her work was still a love letter to these incredible artists. This was her first time photographing Mikhail Baryshnikov, but Annie would continue to work with him throughout their careers.